Okay. Well, hey again. Um, you're catching me in all my um mm, almost roll out of bed glory. I, it's like I did really think about putting makeup on, and I kind of did. I actually started. Um, I have some concealer on, and I have some BB cream on. And then it was just like, F it. Just do the thing. Um, and plus, my makeup doesn't really show up that well on camera anyway. Like, when I put eyeliner on, my eyes look cuter. They look bigger. They look a lot of things. Plus, my face is just really round. So, like, the liner helps take this to, like, here. Um, but this is pretty much me rolling out of bed. Maybe when I roll out of bed, I'm just a little bit fuzzier. My hair is a little bit like wet right now. You see this like off ponytail. Um, this is just, semi wet hair. And I'm going into this detail just because, like, why not? We're here just talking. This is nothing that heavy or serious, so F it. And I'm trying to be a little bit more ladylike and not cuss quite as much. But to me, cussing is an art form, so, it's a tough crowd. It's a tough deal. So, but yeah, this ponytail situation, this is out of convenience. Because back here, it just doesn't make my face look good. And here, it's just more comfortable because I can put my hair into a bun when it's wet. I don't like feeling my hair all over the place when it's wet. And I don't use blow dryers. I don't use anything on my hair, actually. I'm pretty freestyle with a lot of things. Like, tomorrow, after this is kind of dried a little bit, because I washed it yesterday, it's still like damp. So tomorrow it'll be a little bit more, it'll be dry, and it'll be like wavy because of having been in a braid, and I'll just leave it in a ponytail and just keep on going, and then maybe put it down, maybe put it up. I don't know. It's fall officially, so I'll start wearing my hair down more regularly. But one thing is like this ponytail is like a summer situation for me because I'm drinking Corona, by the way. I haven't had Corona in so long. It almost feels bizarre to like be drinking it. But yeah, ponytails, braids, things like that. That's for summer because when my hair is down, even when it's down in like an up ponytail, it's really hot. Like my hair, like I'm telling you, the reason in like my early years for having long hair was to keep me warm because I grew up in the north of, like the northern United States, and I grew up in a cold area. I'm sure that it gets really cold in like Boston and New York, and I was in upstate New York. So I was near like the Great Lakes, and my mom is from Canada, so we'd go there sometimes. But what I really remember is like the lake effect, everything. Like lake effect snow, lake effect wind, lake effect everything. And everything that's coming off of a lake is like, or the lakes, I guess, because I think like a wind current tends to travel from west to like east over them. We were one of the first cities like off the, there's like a bunch of cities that are like close to the lakes, and we're like one of the ones like up in a Fairport. which is along the lines of like Rochester. Yeah, so up there you get like 8 feet of snow. You get some serious snow. So my hair was like designed, well, not designed, but it was like intentionally grown out long to like keep warm. And it seriously keeps me warm. Like, I've been in situations where I've put it down specifically to keep me warm. So during the summer, forget about it. Like, even the back of my head will get so warm, and then if it touches like my arms or my skin and I'm already hot, like, it's like immediate crankiness. So I'm making this video now because I had a little bit of time, so I just wanted to come and say a quick hello and talk about some stuff. I was watching some stuff earlier, and it was like this documentary, and it was about strange stuff of like certain places, I guess, and some sexual stuff came up. And usually I'm kind of like sensitive to these things, especially when it comes to like women, because like as a woman I feel like I see more tits and ass and crotches than I do like dicks and balls, and I'm not, I don't want to see dicks and balls, like I just don't. But it gets to making you feel a certain kind of way when you are of a gender and your gender is constantly putting their tits on the shelf, and just saying, hey. And I just got to this point where I'm like, man, these girls are making a decision for this kind of stuff. Like, I see performers, like, they gave examples of like performers, like, well, videos here, and the shit just straight looks like, sorry, I had to say it, but the shit just looks straight like porno. You know what I'm saying? Like, really borderline. Like, yeah. And, and they were comparing it to that of this other country, and the other country doesn't go that far. But in other regards, like, kids programming and stuff, they go a little further than they do here. But what is far? You know what I'm saying? Like, then I started thinking, like, back to the old school stuff, like, it's basically some primal shit. People have, like, sexual tendencies, animalistic behavior, hormonal behavior, I don't know, it's just some animal shit, and animals be fucking, and not to be crude about it, but like humans have the same sexual nature where they want to express themselves, and it's all about like procreation if you go back to like the scientific version. And when you get the media involved, like, excuse me, they're gonna get theirs. People who are out there trying to program cats just to be effed. But a lot of people are making the decisions that they're making because they ultimately decided to make them. So my conclusion was that I just don't care anymore, man. Like, I don't care. Like, a lot of my point of view, a lot of my perspective was, I don't know. Where was I going with these things? Like, a lot of my perspective before was like, things should be like a certain way, and these things aren't good, and they're going in this direction, and all this kind of stuff. And fundamentally, my perspective was like, not to get preachy, but whenever you start mentioning the Bible and God and Jesus Christ and things like that, sometimes the tone just feels like bizarre, but it's really not bizarre because if you're watching this, if you know me, you already know how I am. It's like, love your neighbor. And so to me, like, that includes like kind of like caring about what's going on with people, what else? Not only like caring about what they're doing, like I'm not trying to get involved in like their business and stuff like that, but like there's some stuff I'm just kind of like, it's like even if you feel like doing this, X, Y, and Z may be happening as a result of it. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, I care, and I'm figuring out like how to care. And I don't usually talk this crazy, like like I'm here in front of a camera by myself. I can just kind of like unleash and just be like all out there. Sometimes I am this hyper, but fundamentally I'm a degree calmer, but so I used to think about like the big picture, how one thing that one person does affects everybody else, and I still kind of feel that way, but now it's going into the realm of like pollution and waste. But you know what? My opinion about that is like, it's not even, the civilians' issue. It's the government's issue. The government is making decisions. A lot of governments are making a lot of decisions that are in the, favor of doing things that are messing with the environment more. Fracking, not taking recycling seriously, not taking the manufacturing of plastics seriously. I mean, we really haven't even developed like natural energies, and that's crazy to me, because this stuff's been around forever. If they really wanted to, they could have done a lot of things about a lot of things a long time ago. So a lot of this stuff is just intentional, and then it comes down to like, straws and to-go packaging, and that's all cool and everything, but like really what it comes down to is like changing that quote-unquote technology to being greener. But then if you go green, sometimes that means cutting down a whole bunch of trees. So what it comes down to in turn is like recycling and like recycling plants. But like, I'll tell you, I've lived in a few cities, and recycling here in the States ain't easy. I lived in Korea, where recycling is just part of waste management, and it was confusing. Like I went there to teach English, and you have to like separate everything into like all these little divisions, all these little subjects and stuff, and that to me is the way that it should be. Here everything gets like thrown away, like plastic bags are just like, there it's like you get charged per plastic bag. And one of my favorite like things were like the bags that were reusable. I don't know, like here it just doesn't, a lot of things don't make sense, and it's obvious that it's intentional. I mean, it's like, come on, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? It's not as if you guys don't have the money or don't have the technology. You have everything you need to make things right, and you're intentionally making the decision to keep on with oil, to keep on with fracking, to keep on with non-recycling in one of the highest producing, if not the highest producing country in the world. And we're talking about like, I guess the word I'm looking for would be like per capita, because China might compare because they have a jillion people, but if you take the amount of people that are here compared to the amount of people that are there, we're still messing up. Now them and their factories, they're fucking up. But a lot of places are fucking up. Like, everybody's fucking up. There's no, like, status quo as to, like, where to stop. At least a lot of places. Like, you might go to some obscure country in Europe, and they're doing stuff all cool, but they're like miniature, and they don't have any kind of export going on. Like some tiny country with a whole bunch of people who seem like they're from San Francisco, and they're making things work. They probably have the middle never mind. They probably have that middle gender, Shem, or something like that they teach their kids in fucking kindergarten. Like, oh, you don't have to be a boy or a girl until you turn 7. Get the fuck out of here. So stupid. A lot of that stuff is stupid to me too. I'm so over the exploitation of kids. Like, if a kid, makes a decision, like, that's one thing. But, like, at my local museum, they did, part of their kids' night was drag queens reading to little kids. Now, that's one thing. But that's, like, the kids' night. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's this cartoon, here's this book, we're going to learn about how trees grow, and here's this dude dressed as a woman. And this is kids' night at, like, one of the biggest museums in the region. Okay, so anyway, but, like, that's the kind of stuff that I have to, like, turn my head to and just say, you know what, I just don't care. Just leave me out of it, man. Like, just don't tread on me. Like, I saw that sticker, I saw that sticker on this car in my hood, and I was just like, you know what, I feel you. Just do what you do. Just don't fuck with me. Like, a lot of people are trying to get others to, like, agree with them, and that's more like a lot of the issues that I have, stem from. Like, me and my family, don't come stepping on our toes expecting us to, like, agree with you. And I'm not trying to be all pissed off and stuff, but, like, me being Christian, I'm not trying to convert the world. Like, philanthropy and evangelical things, like, that's part of, like, Christianity. Like, it's not like some go out and make a brother or sister kind of thing, but it's more like, but I just try to lead by example, or not even lead. Like, I try to be cool. I know my truth. That just sounds so mainstream, but I know what I believe in, right? So I feel as if someone sees me and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool, you seem cool, that they may be, compelled to, like, want to learn more. Me trying to go around changing people's minds and telling them that they're wrong. Like, I have lots of gay friends. Not lots of gay friends. I really don't really have many friends at all. But I've had many gay acquaintances through my lifetime, right? And I'm rooting for the relationships, I just am. I'm more like, well, if you decide to go this route, then that situation is something that comes along with the territory of deciding what to do next or whatever. That's basically, it's on you. And that's kind of how I'm feeling in general, because, like, man, this is kind of off topic, but kind of, like, related. Bill Cosby getting sentenced today, like, I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about that. I think fundamentally I just don't care. Like, I care, but I don't care. Because Hollywood's been shady about everything since, like, the beginning of Hollywood. Like the creation of Hollywood came from shady seeds, shady beginnings, and they haven't stopped. Nothing about the media has stopped or changed. There might be some people working in some industries that are working with integrity, so that's like the only thing that kind of keeps me not interested in productions and stuff like that, but it keeps the productions that I'm a fan of okay for me to be a fan of, because I know that there are a lot of people out there with good hearts that are working on a lot of good sets. Sorry, I had to like scratch through that, you know. I see some effed up stuff in almost everything that I watch, you know, and I can't just say like I don't admit that I don't like what I'm watching, you know. But you know, that's just how it is. So when it comes to like someone getting convicted, I'm making my way back to like the point, which is my style a lot of the time, because I guess it's my way, or just how I am, kind of like I'll make a full circle around the track, but I always have a point, you know, to come back to. So, you know, someone getting convicted in this whole realm that's like famous, there's lots of people that should have been convicted about, you know, when it comes to like raping, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one of those things, man. Like, I'm just, it's not like I don't care, but I don't think anyone should be out there getting raped. I don't think the middleman or the mini man, the small guy, should be squashed. But the whole scene just seems to be not my business, you know. I just don't feel like dealing with other people's problems. I don't feel like participating. I heard someone say once, and I like the term, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not into dog fighting, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Quote, I guess, I don't know, but it just has meaning to it. Like I'm just not with putting any more energy into like other people's problems, unless the people are people I care about, or they're people who have asked me directly for some sort of advice or help. Otherwise, like, it just becomes too much energy, and I totally see the point in that now. And I think that's like the point of this like whole video. So on that note, I think it's a good note to like end on, and I'm gonna go about my business. But I just wanted to make that quick video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.